Hello, I am Susan Bratton and this is my husband Tim, and we just got back from Burning Man. And we took this amazing tandem bike with this awesome Copenhagen wheel from a company called SuperPedestrian. I was at TED and I got a chance to ride a bike with one of these electric wheels on it, and I fell in love with it. It was like an experience of flying, something that, though I have loved riding bikes my whole life, I had never experienced this sensation before. And I came home to Tim and I was like, baby, we got to get one of these for Burning Man because it's awesome. So we called Copenhagen and they sent us one because they wanted to road test the Copenhagen wheel at Burning Man. And so Tim put it on the tandem, and we're going to tell you a little bit about our experience. So, Sir Tim, how was it to stick this thing on the tandem, first of all?
It was easy.
Oh, good.
I pulled the old wheel off, put this wheel on. There's a little doodad you attach there, and it hooks up with the gears just like a regular wheel does. I was a little worried that the wheel wouldn't be wide enough for Burning Man, but it worked out great. And I was also a little worried that the wheel wasn't going to be able to stand up to the dust because the dust just is horrific and wrecks things. But it did fine.
We ran into some problems with the app. So that was what you struggled with a little bit at first. So talk about how it works and talks to the app.
So you have to have your phone with you at all times because it syncs your trips and keeps track of your trips, which is a handy thing. So you can see how many miles you've ridden and how much assist it's provided, how many calories you've burned, how much the wheel has helped you. So it has all these really nice high-tech features, but it doesn't work without your phone. So you have to have your phone with you, which I don't necessarily like to do at Burning Man because of the dust. So I compromised and I put my phone in a little plastic Ziploc baggie, which then I carried with me all the time.
I was amazed that your phone actually, the pad of your phone worked, the haptics worked through the plastic.
Works through the
so
plastic
it was totally fine. But then we ran into another problem, which was that it goes to sleep.
Yeah.
And so we had to wake it up. So explain how that works, because at Burning Man, what you're doing is you're riding to a thing and you're getting off and you're locking your bikes and you're going and doing something and then they're coming back and you're riding to another thing. Where I think the Copenhagen is more like you're commuting to work in a really awesome way. So the hopping on and hopping off was a little bit of a pain in the butt.
Yeah, it's supposed to synchronize automatically, and it did about half of the time. So the other half of the time, I don't know why it didn't sync. I'd have to literally get my phone out, start the app, hit a couple of things to make it synchronize. So I'm not sure what that was, but I could always get it to work. It would be nice just to hop on it and have it go.
And is there something where you have to turn on the wheel as well?
Yeah, right here. This is the switch. So you turn it on and off here, like this. It's off right now.
Okay.
I found it to be...
Oh, there it is.
So it's got 3 bars left of charge.
Uh-huh.
But I found it to be good just to switch it off when I wasn't going to use it and then switch it back on.
Well,
you could leave it on all the time.
We have a lot of L-wire on our bike too, because you have to light your bikes up when you go to Burning Man. And so we had all these blinky lights. We were like pushing this button, pushing this button, pushing that button, pushing that button, pushing this button. But then, I think the really great thing about it, I personally feel like the Copenhagen wheel made my Burning Man for me because, you know, I'm in my mid-50s now, and we were camping with 20s and 30s and 40-somethings who were super healthy, buff people. And it was so funny because Tim knows where everything is, and he was kind of like dad, you know, they'd say, oh, we want to go see the blah, blah, blah. And they'd be like, Tim, take us to see the blah, blah, blah. And so mom and dad would get on the bike and we would ride, and all the people would ride behind us, and they were in such good shape, but we would have to slow down. I would look back and be like, you got to slow down. They're not with us. And it was really nice to be able to go as fast as you wanted and not have to worry that we were going to be the ones behind. We were the ones in the front, which was awesome. And then the other thing that I loved about it was that the Burning Man is a big area. How many miles across is it?
A couple at least.
It's a couple miles across, so anytime you're going someplace, you're going a mile or a half mile or whatever, you're on your bike a lot, which is one of the things I love about Burning Man, because I love to ride bikes with my man. It's so romantic. which is awesome. And that's one of the romantic things about the masculine feminine is, you know, he was in the front, I was in the back. I got to hold on to the handlebars, but I wasn't steering, so I could just kind of rubberneck. I could look around at all the pretty lights, and all I had to do was pump, and he was steering, and he was moving me. So it was this very intimate thing where I would just kind of lock into him limbically, because we've been together 26 years, so I can really lock into him at that kind of body level. And I didn't have to watch where we were going, and I could just feel him move and slow down and speed up. My body would naturally do that, and I'd still get to look around everywhere. And we could go to the deep playa with no problem because we weren't getting tired, because the ride was so nice. So, any last things you want to say about SuperPedestrian and the Copenhagen wheel?
I was surprised how easy it was. Like when you're pedaling,
Yeah.
it just provides enough assist so that you're still pedaling, but it's just easy. It's like
It's easier.
you're always going downhill.
Mhm.
It's so smooth.
It is.
And the battery lasted a long time. I noticed that some of the other people we were camping with had electric bikes. They paid a lot for these electric
They
bicycles.
paid like $500
just to rent them.
just to rent it for a
the
week.
and some of them had trouble where their bikes would run out of juice, but this never ran out of juice. I would charge it every day, like every night when we bring it back, I would charge it, and then it never got below 2 or 3, and we used it a lot.
We did.
You're providing some of the power, it's providing some of the power, it just makes it last a long time. So I was very happy about the battery life.
Yeah. So thank you so much, SuperPedestrian. Tim and I really appreciate that you allowed us to try it. It's our pleasure to make this video. I hope that it helps sell a lot of Copenhagen wheels, because it is an amazing new technology that really sets you free on your bicycle in a way that I've never experienced before. So thank you so much for your generosity.
And I wouldn't be surprised if next year a lot of people at Burning Man have these bikes.
Yeah.
Have these wheels on their bikes.
Yeah, it just makes sense. And I hope we contributed to that for everyone. So thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy it.
Bye.